We're here in front of the majestic courthouse where justice really takes place. And if you want justice to take place for you, choose to refuse and say no to the popo, because the less evidence you give the government, the better chance you have to prevail in the mighty, majestic courthouse where justice gets done. Once you're arrested, obviously you want to call the man, then the man's going to sit right down with you, talk to you about your case, and get the goals that you want out of this unfortunate ordeal. But what I need to do is lawyer work. First off, I'll get all the evidence together. Once I get all the evidence together, then I'm in a position to see whether or not your case can get negotiated or reduced to something that's not a DUI. Oftentimes people would rather get their DUI reduced to something that's not a DUI, for example, a reckless operation, rather than go forward with litigation and challenge the evidence. However, if you're not offered a deal or you don't want a deal, then what we do is litigate the case, challenge your case, challenge your popo's evidence, challenge your government's evidence. There's multiple things that we will challenge to see if the judge will say, hey, you make a good point there, that was a bad stop, or those are bad field sobriety tests. This case is getting dismissed. So we try to minimize the amount of evidence the government can use against you at trial. The police must comply with the Ohio Administrative Code in administering your breath, blood, and urine tests. We're also challenging that evidence, because if they miss one iota of that code, test is out. Even though there's a 5-day hearing, the state actually has 30 days to try to prevent you from getting your license back. If it's not done within that 30-day period, you will get your license back. But sometimes at the 5-day hearing, you can get your license back. For example, you can also challenge your reasonable grounds for your arrest. But remember, if you were smart and you said no to the popo and choose to refuse, you have a great chance to win that hearing. Why? Because there shouldn't be many grounds for your arrest if you haven't given the government any evidence. Now, the police officer may play bully, or he may play Mr. Nice Guy to try to elicit evidence from you, to try to get you to do the field test, to try to get you to admit to drinking, to try to get you to do chemical testing, breath, blood, and urine testing. He may say it's in your best interest to help us out, and then we'll help you out. Don't you believe it. They want a conviction. That's what they want. Do not believe nice cop. Do not believe bully cop. Believe me, you don't want to give them evidence. The less evidence you give, the better chance you have to prevail. Now, we understand that this is an unfortunate ordeal for you, but our dedicated and disciplined and determined lawyers and staff will fight for you and stand by you each step of the way. Now remember, choose to refuse when that cop pulls you over. Say no to the popo when that cop pulls you over. And by the way, stop by the man, call the man.